So this program is done. Now let's understand that in if else, right? We understand what is if else, right? But how to optimize it, right? So we will understand how to optimize the execution time. Execution time. And this is not applicable to all the program. You have to understand when to use if else, when to use only if, right? Those things. So here, if you see, if percentage is greater than 80, let's assume, so let's make it 92 again, right? So if this is the marks, then automatically it will fall under greater than 80 percentage. Okay. So this condition is true. Why to do all these things? We got it like that grade is A. So what you can do, you can put here else. Okay, else. Everywhere you can put else. So if there are multiple condition check and you don't want to execute other parts, right? Then put else. Okay. Else can have again if, right? So there are two. If, see, if the condition is just this, as we saw here, it's like a particular condition is true, then do this thing, else do this thing. If the question is very simple, like 10 is greater than 12, right? So you want to go to, if 10 is greater than 12, do this thing, or A is greater than B, do this thing. If A is not greater than B, then do this thing. But here there are multiple conditions, right? So you can put else, but again, there is a condition check, right? So condition will come with if only, right? So you are checking else. If this is this, then do this thing. So this time, what will happen? It will come here. Let's put debug point again. So you'll understand what is happening this time. Okay. So if I right click here and I'll say debug as Java application. Okay. So let me, so this is debug window, right? It shows you at which line number you are, right? It shows like this, but as of now, we don't need it. Okay. So you are at this line. Okay. I'm running it line by line. It will print the percentage. Okay. You are at this point, 82.25. Fine. Percentage is greater than, see, is 82.25 is greater than 80. Fine. So it will go inside this, right? It will go perfect. Now, once it will come out of this if, do you think it will execute all these things? No, it's going directly to end of the function. Means because there is no statement at 36th line, otherwise it will go to the 36th line. But it is not executing all this because all this part are else. Else means if this condition is false, then only do these things, right? Otherwise, you know, um, just execute this. It's like this. Done. So let me add another line here so that you will get to know what I'm saying. I'll say end of program, something like this. I'm saying it here. And let me run this and we will execute this again with another value. So for example, let's make this as 42 and let's make the student fail, right? So we will make it here 28 and this will make 17 marks. So this time it will be a very low percentage. So let's debug it again. So I'm saying debug as Java application. And this time, if you'll see, percentage is just a minute. So this time, if you see, percentage value is 40. Oh, it's still 44, but that's fine. Okay, going here. So it's checking if percentage is greater than 47. So it's checking 44.7 is greater than 80. No. So it is again, going to all this else if, right? It's going it. But the good part is if it will be executed here. It will not go to the next else. As of now, let's see here. So it is checking now this 44.75 is greater than 40, 44.75 is less than 60. So it will print grade C, right? But it will not now again check on the 32 line. It will not go there. See here. Okay, I'm clicking one by one on step over. If you see here, it is directly going to the 36th line. It is not comparing this. So we are saving the time. So if this is fine, why to execute this? Correct. So we are saving the time, and its end of the program will be printed. Done. So somebody is asking, what is the time complexity of this? So basically, time complexity, there are two kinds of complexity. One is time complexity and space complexity. Okay. Time complexity, if you have read like that data structure in your academic, we talk about it, right? So it is calculated on big O notation, right? So it depends on a lot of things, right? It depends on the number of lines, okay? How many lines you are executing. It depends on whether you have a loop, how the number of lines are affected, right? So here, earlier, the time was based on how many if you have, right? So in that term, if you say that n number of lines were there, right? So see, this execution will not take time. If you are thinking this execution will take time, computer is very smart, right? This is negligible. The time to execute from line number 9 to line number 17 is negligible. It won't take. Means we can just assume it tends to 0. Okay. Execution time generally takes on the comparison, on the loop, those kind of things. So earlier in that program, we were executing multiple things, right? We were executing this line also, we were executing this also when else was not there. So let's assume earlier let's assume every line takes, just for a, keeping it easy. So let's assume every line takes, let's assume 1 second. So earlier there were 5 comparison, okay, or 5 statement where the comparison is happening. So there were let's assume that every comparison takes 1 second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there were 6 comparisons. So it was taking 6 seconds. Okay. But now number of comparison are getting less now, right? So if you are falling under grade C, its number of comparison is 5 now. If you are falling under just this, right? So number of comparison will be just 1. It will avoid all these things. So it will be just 1 second. So you can say it's taking n so you have to compare it. You cannot say this is the time complexity of this, right? You can say that if without using the time complexity was n, okay, now the time complexity is n minus whatever you can say, n minus 1, n minus 2, based on how many comparison you are avoiding now. Okay, it's like this. Fine. Okay. Another thing is here, if you see, we are hard coding all this. All the values are hard coded. So somebody yesterday asked that how to take these values at runtime. Okay, so let's take it. So to take the values at runtime, so we are learning a new thing now. Let me write it in agenda. Accept values at runtime from user. So from user means whoever is executing the program. Okay, so let's understand. There are two terms, user and programmer. Programmer is who is writing the program. User is who will give the data at runtime, or who will see the data at runtime. As of now, as I am writing the program, I am the user, I am the programmer also. But in real life, what happens is program is written by someone else, user is someone else, correct? So for that, you have to use a scanner class. Okay, so the way is understanding about the scanner class. So you have to declare scanner. This is a kind of class which is present in util package. So Java provides a lot of packages by default. When you install JDK, right, it provides you um, different classes which will be useful for you to use it. We are reusing it. It's like this, right? We don't have to do much. So if another thing, whenever you write anything, if you hover over it, and if it is a defined thing in Java, it will tell you all the definition also. It will tell you the example also, how to use it, right? All these things. See here, it's saying you that you can do these things. You can read it something from the file also. A lot of things it is saying, right? But for us, as of now, we are not reading it from the files. Basically, we want to read it from the system. So we'll copy this. This is the syntax. Okay. So I will use this syntax. So it's saying scanner sc is equals to new scanner system.a. Let's understand this 15th line. What we are doing, we are creating one scanner object. Okay. And saying that in a simple word, I'm saying, I'm not going to the technicality part. We are saying that we'll take the input from the system, right? So system has a lot of different functions. One of the what we say standard is input stream, right? So you can say system.in. So when you say system.in, what will happen at the runtime? Whatever you will provide in this console um, window, right? That will be considered as input stream. So whatever you are putting it from here through your keyboard keystrokes will be considered as input. And scanner, the name is also somehow they have made it simple. Scanner means scanning this. It will scan this, and whatever you'll say, it will do the thing. It's like you prepared a rough page. You are preparing a rough page like this and saying, hey, whatever next will come, take it and put it in a variable. So as of now, we want to take 5 values, correct? So it's better you ask first. So you'll say to the user, enter maths, what was that? English, science, history, marks, something like this. You say it, or you can do it one by one also. I'm singing, okay, let's do it one by one. Enter math marks, okay? And declare it first. Basically, you don't have to do it here. Just declare, you have to declare it once only. So you're saying enter marks, okay? Enter maths marks. So what you will do here, you will store it, right? So you will say maths is equals to sc dot, it's not integer, right? You want to take it as double value. So you'll say sc dot next double. That's it. Then copy paste. So now next thing will be asking them to put, let's say, what was that? English marks. Then you will have English here. Then again, you want to do this. So you'll say enter science marks. You will say science is equals to this. Then again, you will have history. Okay, and you will say history marks. Okay, done. That's it. Once you have that, right? So it will do the same thing. Okay, where was total? I deleted that line. No, this total will be calculated once you have all these marks, correct? So here it will come. Fine. So this time, if I'll execute it, I'll do right click. I'll say run as Java application. It's saying me enter maths marks. So I'll say 34, enter. It is asking me enter English marks. So I'll say 56. It is asking me science marks. Okay, 78. It is asking me history marks. So let's say 0 or just 7 I got. Then if I hit enter, it is calculating all this thing. It's saying your total is this, your grade is this, end of program. Okay. It's very simple. You have to remember just one thing, that there is a scanner object you have to use and just a single line, simple line. Scanner, you have to give a name. It's not SC every time you have to use. You can give any name here. But the thing is, when you are using it, you have to use it the same thing, right? So if you are putting some other thing in the line number 19, also you have to put the same variable name. Okay, so scanner SC is equals to new scanner. You will say enter maths marks. So you will be entering maths now. So what is happening? Let's understand. I said earlier, assignment operator is very important. It looks simple, but it's important. So what is assignment operator? Equal to sign says that calculate the right hand side first, and whatever is the answer, assign it to the left hand side, correct? So it will execute this part first. sc.next double means go to the input stream here and capture what user is saying and capture it as a double. So this is like it is providing us a function which is saying that you have, so line number 17 is this enter maths marks, which is not making any sense. The thing is, whatever you will print, it will be printed as it is, right? Just for the making it easy, just for making it more interactive, we are writing it like this, right? Enter maths marks. Okay, even if you will not write it, it's fine. Even without saying 17th line, you can put the marks directly in the console window. But the problem with that kind of program is you will not be able to see this kind of messages, right? So this is to make it more interactive. Otherwise, it's not required, right? Okay. Now you're saying sc.next double. That means what will happen? You are putting 34, right? So this 34, it will scan and it will take it as a double value and it will put it in maths. It's like this. So you may be thinking, hey, it was 17. How we can take the values again? The thing is, it will be override. It's not like that. You cannot change the value. Earlier, you have hard coded it, 17 and all. So what will happen is now the maths will become whatever user will give. Okay, it's like this. Same thing, you're saying enter English marks, so it will go to the English, enter science marks, so it will go to the science variable, history marks, it will go to the history variable. Then you're doing plain mathematical thing. We have understood all these things already, right? Now the question is, can anybody tell me that still there is a problem? Still there is a problem that when user is getting grade F, let's say, still we are doing a lot of comparison. Right? We are still doing a lot of comparison here. Correct? Are you agree with me? Let's run this so that you will understand what I'm saying. So this time we'll give a very less marks. Okay, let's debug this. We'll give the maths as 10, 23, 34, and 30. That's it. So if you see here, we are at line number 35 as of now. Going down, it's saying percentage is 24.25. Okay, it will print it, printed. Now we are comparing. Percentage is greater than 80. No, it is going here. Because why it's going here? because this is false. That's why it's going here. Otherwise, it will not go to 44th line. Going here, but it compared, no? It's not like that going. So this condition is false. The percentage is 24.25, which is not greater than 60. That's why it has come out for 48th line. Now this will be true. So it will go inside and it will print grade F. But the problem is these all got executed. Whereas this should take, directly to this. So what is the solution to this? Can anybody tell me? What will be the solution? How we can further optimize this program? So as we said, it's still comparing, right? If you're going to the last one, it is still comparing all these things. So the solution is switch case. We'll see that in the future session. We'll talk about what is switch, how it works and all. That's it for today. We covered if else block. We talked about how we can optimize the execution time if there are multiple if conditions. And we saw except values at runtime and scanner. We'll keep on talking about the scanner in future sessions, because there will be a lot of programs where we have to take the program values at the runtime.